Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine again, and I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you are in the world. If you're new here, welcome. Here we do plenty things. So if that interests you, consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell button so that you're updated with my latest videos. So today guys, it's February 27, 2022. The weather is really good today. Here in England, it's sunny, it's warmer. And I think this is the best time to prune my David Austin roses. So David Austin Roses website recommends to prune your roses, especially here in England, from January to March. So March at the latest. And yeah, I'm just going to prune it during this time. It's already a bit late, but we don't have good weather these past few months, especially like a week ago, or around 1 to 2 weeks ago. We have 3 storms with 100 mph speed, and yeah, it's not really the best time to prune the roses. But yes, today is the day, guys. So let me show you how I'm going to prune my roses. So as you can see, guys, my roses are already tall. So let me show them to you. So as you can see, guys, the roses are a bit leggy now. It's tall, it's thin, and it's not really good to have it for the summer season, spring and summer season. So it wouldn't be able to hold the large blooms that we normally have in for David Austin roses. And look at this, guys, it's really thin. So this is my summer song. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to prune the roses or the rose shrub. And yeah, even though they already have new growth, we have to cut them off so that we'll have a good structure rose, shapely, the shape is good, and healthy roses. So the purpose of pruning your roses is to have a good structured, shapely rose, healthy, and to prevent the diseases as well that we have the previous season. Alright, so the pruning depends on the age of your rose. So let me show you first what we need when we're pruning the roses. So these are what we need for pruning our roses, guys. So if you have bought a David Austin rose before, you will probably have this planting guide. If you don't, then that's my purpose of doing this video, so that I can show you how to prune your roses. And then the measuring tape, so that you will have a guide on how much you need to cut back from your rose. And this pruning shear, and of course the gloves, because we don't want our hands to get pricked by the rose thorns. And we need a guide as well, so I'm going to be using one of the canes from my roses to guide me on when to, or at what place I need to cut back my roses. Like what I mentioned earlier, guys, so we define year 1 of any rose that has completed its first season of flowering. So I got my rose last June 2020. So my rose is probably around 2 to 3 years now, because David Austin have already pruned it the year that I bought it. And for year 1, or if it's just the first year that you're going to prune your roses, you can cut back the flowering shoots by 3 to 5 inches. And then if like my roses already on year 2, you can cut back all the stems by 1/3. And if you're on year 3, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing on my roses, it depends on what you want. You may be more flexible on cutting your roses because your rose have is already a fully formed plant. So if you have a taller shrub, you can cut back by less than 1/3. If you want to maintain its current size, then you can cut back your rose by 1/3. And if you want to reduce the size of your rose, you can cut it back by half or even more. So just to remind you guys, even if you cut it back up to the base, it's not going to impact the flowering of the rose, because our roses are vigorous and it will come back and it will be even more beautiful if you prune your roses. So let me just show you how I'm going to do it. So after cutting back the rose, I'm going to remove any dead, dying, damaged, and diseased stems. So those are the 4 Ds that we should be removing from our rose. So let me start cutting the rose. Alright guys, I'm going to cut my rose shrub into half of the size. And I'm going to get rid of this thin stems here, because it wouldn't be able to carry the large blooms that we're going to have during spring and summer. And yes, I'm going to be removing the dead stems as well, and the damaged, disease, and decaying stems. So let me show you how I'm going to be pruning it. So don't worry about cutting it in a slanting position. What matters is that you prune it to the right size that you want it to be. As you can see, I already removed half of the size of the shrub, and now I'm going to remove the 4 Ds from the plant. So it's the dead, the dying, the damaged, and the diseased part of the stems, so that we going to prevent them happening again this season, especially the diseased part of the stems. So let me show you. So this, guys, so as you can see there, it's not focusing. As you can see here, guys, so there's the brown stem compared to the healthy green stem there. So that brown part, we're going to remove it. It's the dead part of the stems. And then we're going to be looking around if there's any disease part of the stems as well. We have to remove it. And then we remove the remaining foliage to prevent any disease from the previous season, like what I mentioned earlier. And for the stems that you have cut back, you should put it in a separate bin, and the green bin for disposing, and don't save them, because these are the ones that carrying the previous diseases and the dead parts of the stems. So that's what we're trying to prevent from our this season. So yeah, discard it in a separate bin bag, and don't put it near your roses after you prune the roses. So there you go, guys. This is just a quick pruning guide on how to prune your roses. And I have made a video last year on how to prune your roses. Please watch it as well. It's more detailed than this one. And then I'm going to be pruning the other shrubs that I have here. So I have a lot guys, so it will take some time for me to finish all of this. But yeah, so this is my Royal Jubilee. So thank you guys for watching my video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And I'll see you again soon in my next video. Happy gardening!